But at any rate, so we, I'm sitting there, and we all sitting there, and as they singing these songs, and it's song after song like this, song after song like this, Audra McDonald performed, Maverick City Music performed, and I'm hearing all these, and so I'm sorry, it slipped out of my mouth before I could catch it. I was like, damn, are we still in slavery? It is Juneteenth, right? It's emancipation. All this suffering music. Understand them spirituals is not what Black people were singing on the plantations. It's not what Black people were singing in our cultural meaning making. These are things that were drawn from those foundations of cultural meaning making, but were rendered in a way to help raise money from white folk. The Queen of England don't want to hear that ring, shout, clapping stuff because it scared the hell out of her. Why? Me, especially since she out there trying to colonize Africa where they doing that stuff and they kind of kill them. So you got to come in a little different. Soon I will be done with the trouble. Give me that good news. Ain't got time. Is a got you a religion? I'll give you some money. Okay. But then you get home. Jesus can't work it out if you let him. You're going to sing a little different song. But I understand. It was beautifully rendered. But as far as I'm concerned, the highlight of the concert was when Lettucey got there. And there's no shade on Jennifer Hudson, who did an incredible job. But Lettucey chose to sing, hey, let's stay together, loving you weather. And so I'm back there with Adjua, and I'm looking at the stage. Lettucey's up there. Times are good or bad. Behind her, the Hampton Choir. Come on, Hampton. Y'all did a great job singing, backing her up. Hey, whether times are good or bad. What that got to do with Juneteenth? That's closer to Juneteenth than Eddie Song was saying that night. Why? Because Juneteenth is a celebration. Juneteenth is a ritual where the food is there. Sunyata talks about that all the time. The red cake, the red soda, all the color red, what that red signifies. We talked about in the archive. It's all there in Knarrative if you want to deep dive into it. The foods of Juneteenth. It's about speeches. It's about Miss Juneteenth pageants. It's about, everything from family reunions, homecoming reunions at the church. It's about how we're going to measure our progress. These are let's stay together. Why? Somebody. Come on, y'all. Come on now, from the book of Al Green. Why do people break up, turn around and make up? I just can't see it. You never do that to me. See, you got sometimes black people. So let's stay together. And so I'm watching here's the stage, Lettucey. I'm in the back with Aj, but then I see a cluster of these young people, about maybe 15, 20 of them from Tennessee State. They standing dead in front of me, coming back, and they all moving like this. So I pulled my camera out and got a little bit of it. Why? Because see, that's the governance formation. Whether times are good or bad, happy or sad, let's stay together. This is the theme of Juneteenth. Opal Lee. Mother Opal Lee. Mother Opal Lee say, we are the most powerful country in the United States. She misspoke. No, she didn't. Whether she did or didn't, what came out of her mouth was accurate. You know what I immediately thought about? I thought about an essay in this book. Immediately. And I said, I cannot wait for Saturday. 1961. It's a little book of essays by Amiri Baraka before he changed his name, Leroy Jones, called Home. There's an essay in here called Black is a Country. Y'all gonna stop playing with black people today. You're gonna stop playing with black people on a day that was made a federal holiday because this country thought that we was gonna tear the whole country up and renegotiate it in the summer of 2020. Gonna stop playing with black people today on a federal holiday that was rushed into being a federal holiday, and now you recognize. You don't know yet social structure, but what you're gonna find out is, you know what Juneteenth is? Juneteenth is, as I said last year, Juneteenth is the 4th of July meets Kwanzaa. And I know some people out there saying, the Juneteenth flag is red and blue with a white star. Yeah, that Juneteenth flag was invented in 1997. by a brother in the Northeast. I think Haynes is his name, but y'all can go back and look at the archive. In fact, the book, one of the great books to tell you about all of that in that context is, let me see if I have it. I don't know. It's a book called Juneteenth, and it does a very great job on the history, but we talked about that again. We're not going to go through all that today. And as we talk about it, there's a great new children's book that just came out. Van Garrett wrote it. Reginald Adams and Samson Adenguba wrote it, called Juneteenth. Juneteenth. Beautiful, beautiful book, beautifully illustrated. And of course, snacks and backpacks, headed to Galveston. Looking for the perfect spot, we parked and walked, laughed and talked until we got to the Strand. Some of y'all South Texas Negroes know we talking about. People smiled and waved as my wagon bumped down the street. There go the Juneteenth flag with the star exploding it, a rendering of a riff on the Texas star. My cool shades, shiny mirrors blocked the bright Texas sun. Oh yeah, look at these black people. Look at these people. I think this is a good spot. Dad said, smiling at Mom. What do you think, son? They got their joint out. Uh-oh, is that a different color on the Juneteenth flag? What you doing, brother? What you doing? It ain't red and blue, red, white, and blue. I nodded. His mom reached in the bag and removed a wrap sandwich I was about to eat when music filled the street. Y'all better stop playing with black people. Drums rolled, a whistle blew, a parade began. Some of y'all been to them Juneteenth parades. I ain't talking about from 2022 and 2021. I'm talking about from 1921, as Wiggins talks about. I'm talking about from 1931, 41, 51, the resurgence of Juneteenth. I'm talking about from 1970 and 80 in places like Buffalo, New York, Rochester, Minnesota, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where they've been doing it for decades. I'm talking about the 90s and before, where they have Miss Juneteenth and have the African rituals in Richmond, Virginia, in places like Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, the place they've been doing it all along, Mobile, Alabama. Come on now, stop playing. Oh my goodness, this parade felt different. Not like the 4th of July, Labor Day. Many of the people in the big, bright floats looked like me. You better stop playing with black people. You better stop playing with black people. Marching bands, high step. Come on, Texas Southern. Played songs I recognized from the radio. That's a HBCU band then. Soulful rhythms echo differently. Beauty queens, hands outstretched, decorated cars and trucks honk. Some of y'all know about that Juneteenth parade. Shout out to Anna Anelli, who was in the Miss Juneteenth pageant last night. I know she ripped the frame out of it down there in Colleen, Texas. Soulful rhythms echo differently. Oh, if you ever been to one, you know what I'm talking about. I told my man, Reginald McDonald, who wrote his dissertation on Tennessee State history, Tennessee State bands. I said, brother, I read your dissertation. We stand there laughing. I said, boy, I wish y'all could crack out. I mean, I can understand y'all do. I'm so glad I go to TSU. They gave you 2 selections. You're going to get on and off the stage. But boy, I wish I'd give them a little bit of that TSU funk. Boom, 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 boom. Hit that blue note. Oh, TS, 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 TS. You can't do that. It will overflow the boundaries of the South Lawn of the White House. They don't know nothing about that. You got to keep that contained, curb your enthusiasm. But they do that at the Juneteenth parade. Candy was tossed right and left. Sound like Mardi Gras in Mobile. What you talking about? Or New Orleans, some moonwalk the dance. Cameras caught the action. I caught red, white, and blue beads. Long plastic necklaces. Boy, this is what makes the DeSantises and them mad. Woo! Everybody was happy, rejoicing in the ending of slavery in Texas. But watch this. This was going to make them mad. A national holiday. Is it a national holiday? Is this a nation? Miss Opal Lee said we are the most powerful country in the United States. Oh, Baraka say black is a country. Coming back to that in a minute. Says a freedom day. Watch it now. He done said a freedom day that would last until night from the Strand to the seawall as the light bounced off the faces of so many. Look at your people. Now, you know these are black people. Look at them black people. Look how they dress in various stages of Africanity. I searched the crowd and focused. Saw a man who looked like Pawpaw. Father's Day coming up, y'all. White beard, shiny eyes. There was a lady who looked like Mimi. A gentle smile and smooth hands holding a snow cone. Woo! Who been to the Juneteenth? See the African drum? There's so many people here. Look like us, I said. There's a smell of barbecue chicken and sausage flavored the air. Wiggins talks about this. Anybody been to Juneteenth? No, in Texas, they started Juneteenth last week. Kill a cow, dig a pit, put it in there. You got to cook that cow for days. Everybody bringing the food, man. Eat so much, you just got to go to sleep. It's Juneteenth and the day after Juneteenth. When I was in Atlanta last year, went down there, that enormous birthday, we driving through the neighborhood, and you see all these cars lined up. You hear the music from beginning to end. The music, people out there playing spades. Man, you really think we was waiting on Joe Biden to have a national? You know how long black people been celebrating Juneteenth? This isn't just a regular party. Mom held me tight and smiled. She lovingly told me of my history. Dad held her hand. Uh-oh, there goes General Granger. No, those are black men. You know who told black people they were free? Shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers. Now as Gerald writes, they get caught on the wrong side of history because they got to fight in the U.S. military. So when they send Charles Young and them boys down there to chase Pancho Villa and them, even though Black Jack Pershing is like, you need to promote Charles Young, he's still on the wrong side. But he's got the military of the U.S. on him. He's trying to do the best he can. Abuse and pain, heartache, facing the rising sun. Wait, I know that line. Watch out now. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out, Van Garrett. And how they overcome till victory is won. You better stop playing with us. I understood why it's important to celebrate. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. This is a children's book, y'all. While we drove the miles and the strangers smiled, proud to have escaped the nightmares out from the gloomy past. While fireworks fell slowly over the ocean as a crowd became a mass choir that sang the Negro national anthem loud as the rolling sea. Come on now, Kwanzaa meets the 4th of July. Why? Understand this. The 4th of July was about Britain's children fighting against Britain. The kids want to leave the house. They feel like they're old enough now. They're teenagers. Washington, Madison, Jefferson, the people that received a brown-faced minstrel rendering in the musical Hamilton. I'm sorry. Very talented, loving brother. But Ishmael Reed got you gathered on that with The Haunting of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Go get the play. Because if you're your ancestors' wildest dreams, ask the people who James Madison had enslaved whether or not they'd be celebrating you now making Madison black. Leaving that aside, the teenagers want to leave the house, so they separate from the British, and they celebrate that. They'll be celebrating it down here in Washington, D.C. when they do their July 4th parade. And maybe I'll go down there and bear witness, remembering Frederick Douglass's lines from July 5th saying when, because that was a day that we used to mark too before the end of the Civil War. How can we sing a strange song? Sing the Lord's song in a strange land. When they come marching down the street on the 4th of July here in Washington, D.C. Oh, the monkey wrapped his tail around the flag. Oh, around the flag. No. Because I'll guarantee you, at many of those celebrations of Juneteenth, as they've been doing for decades now, even though he has announced he's going into a form of retirement, which, I don't know that black people can spell retirement, but as I know they do it in Philly because I was there. Ron Myers, who's an ancestor, did Juneteenth for many, many years in Philly. I spoken to Juneteenth celebration. Going back 30 years. I know one thing, while you down there marching down with your 4th of July parade, and if it's a black band, we learned that one too. John Philip Sousa say, at the Juneteenth parade with us, you know what they're going to put on the DJ at some point? I'm gonna make sure I'm right before I let go. Yeah, Beyonce, oh, that's great. Yeah, Beyonce remixing him, no problem. No, it's all right. And then you see Lemonade and you see her out there. Why she got that marching band in the background? Because she came from Houston. You make Juneteenth parades Beyonce been to and seen Texas Southern Band marching down the middle of the street, Prairie View A&M. Come on now. Y'all can look at us, but you can't see us. Why? We need the Africana framework for that. Because you done mixed many things and made a mistake. But this one, out of desperation, you're going to try to make it into a federal holiday. Yeah, you can make it a federal holiday, but guess what? You done combine Kwanzaa with 4th of July. What I mean by that, if your 4th of July, what is your 4th of July? Frederick Douglass asked. If your 4th of July is you separating from your parents, our Independence Day is us separating from oppression. And we don't define freedom the way you want us to define freedom.